Eric here with the City to Adventure YouTube channel. Sorry for the terrible camera angle. Hopefully we'll get this situated later on in the video. But today we are going to be fishing the Des Plaines River. Now, I've scouted the Des Plaines River once before. I've taken my son along. We threw some worms in, had a few nibbles, and we talked to these kids and their father there, who had told us that in the past, a little bit north of where we are going to be today, they had caught 20 plus inch northern pike, I believe it was. So we know that there's going to be the potential of catching some very big fish in these waters. But really the important thing here is I want to show you guys that even though we live in an urban area, we're close to waterways like, a lot of us anyway are close to waterways like the Des Plaines River, the Chicago River, even the North Branch I believe has some fish in it. And then right now as I'm speaking, I'm passing to my left Axe Head Lake. So I could have easily gone to Axe Head Lake right there, but instead I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some fishing on the Des Plaines River, and hopefully we can catch something. So what you guys also need to know is that simple gas stations like this one here, this right on the corner, they have a sign in the window that's not likely visible, but that sign that's in the window is advertising live bait. Now that could be something as simple as just night crawlers, but night crawlers can get you going a pretty far way. Night crawlers, depending on how you're fishing them, you're not limited to just bluegill. You can catch, obviously, the bluegill. You can catch, I think, striped bass will bite on a night crawler. Bass will bite night crawlers. Catfish, depending on the waters. If you have perch in the waters, I mean, this is all dependent on the waters, but many different species will bite on night crawlers. So if there's some gas station that's close to a body of water, walk in there one day, take a peek. They may have night crawlers. They may have red worms or wax worms. The gas station I stopped to was not the one in the video I just showed you, although I have stopped there before. Their worms are typically good. As far as the night crawlers go, I believe they have wax worms, and they may actually have red worms there as well. I went to a gas station down the road from them where I got these night crawlers, and they had wax worms. They had the red worms, and that's all they had though. They only had live bait. They don't carry any other tackle or fishing equipment at all. So if you're living by a body of water, just be mindful. These gas stations, you may just be overlooking. They might have exactly what you need to get on some fish, and possibly some big fish in some skinnier water, depending on the time of year. Right now it's spring, or the beginnings of spring. With the amount of rain we're getting, the water levels fluctuate pretty good from week to week. So we're gonna see here in a minute how bad it is. When me and my son went, it was still pretty high. I'm hoping this time it'll be pretty low. So let's go ahead and get there, and I'll show you guys a little bit around. We are about to be embarking on our trip over to the Des Plaines River. I could literally see the intersection of Des Plaines River Road and I think that's Minor, which was originally Northwest Highway if you're coming from south up, and it should turn back into Northwest Highway, I believe, back further out. But that's where we are right now, by the Northwestern Woods. That's what this place is called. So if you're familiar with this area, before there used to be a big issue with flooding. Water levels would get so high it would cover the road here. You wouldn't even have access with a vehicle. So we had a bit of an issue. As you can see, this is looking pretty gross. Hopefully that's in frame. And I just decided to take it off of the Shakespeare Ugly Stick and throw on a different reel that I had from a rod that had broke when it was in the car for too long. So luckily I had that reel in here to throw on the rod. So we're gonna go ahead and just take the tackle box here that has all of the bait hook stuff for fishing worms, We have the worms in our pocket here, and the trout rod is set up for fishing off the bottom, which probably gonna get snagged up and lose some rigs and whatever. We'll have a bigger hook on there. And then the Shakespeare I have with a very small hook that we're gonna use a bobber on, and hopefully we'll catch something. I'm really just out here trying to catch something to show you guys that you can fish the Des Plaines River and catch something. Like, that's my goal to try to show here, and I've never done it. I know it's possible. So yeah, enough yapping. Let's get this stuff, let's take this walk and get fishing. All right, hopefully I'm in frame. Now we've made it down to the water. It's not a far walk from parking, and it's probably hard to hear me because there's a lot of road noise. You've probably seen behind me, that is the Des Plaines River Road, right there. Des Plaines River and the road. So this is not remote, this is not hard to access. This is right in everybody's face, right where you go. So yeah, to catch anything out of here is gonna be fun, regardless of it's a bluegill or a channel cat or a bass or a pike. It doesn't matter. It's gonna be fun. You're out in nature, you're catching fish, it's fun. So the little bit of issues we're gonna have today is really gonna be this mud. I don't know how well you can see it, but it is horrible. I don't really want to get into the mud. If I can avoid it, I'm going to. So if I have to drag the fish up and then try to find somewhere else to release it, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. And yeah, so here's the deal. It's about 2 o'clock and I have to be at my church at 4:30. So this video is gonna be a little bit rushed. And yeah, so the reason I'm going to church at 4:30 today on a Saturday when this is being filmed, I'm part of the Bells Choir, so I'm helping, or we have a performance rather tonight that I have to be there for. So let's get into this. Let's get these rods set up. Get the bobber and the weights on the Shakespeare Ugly Stick, throw that out there, and then we'll set up this trout rod and get that out there. So without further ado, let's get at it. All right, so simple setup for our Shakespeare Ugly Stick. Get a nice little stick bobber, one single split shot, and then a very small hook with very little amount of worm because the hook is so small. It's about a foot, maybe a little over a foot down. The water level has dropped quite a bit, so like I said, I don't really want to get in the mud, so we're just gonna cut that out as much as we can. Let it go. Looks like we're dragging the bottom, so we'll just hope for the best. See what happens. If I have to adjust the height, we'll adjust the height. All right, and now for our trout rod, we have a little bottom fishing setup. Like I said, we're probably gonna get snagged, so hopefully I'll get this section back. If I lose the weight, I don't care. But the rest of that worm, which is almost a full worm, about a foot off the ground, so we're gonna see how this does. We'll launch it out there, and then I have over here a setup to be leaving it alone with tension, hopefully. So we'll let that go, and I'll fiddle with the bobber and see what we can't figure out. one has been getting some action, but nothing in the good way. So it'll probably start getting hits again if I'm right. And I had just thrown it back out. So it's been in the water now for maybe 30 seconds. Again, I was throwing out straight, and it kept getting hits, kept getting little bites. And I went through 2 or 3 worms, whole worms, that have been taken. See, another bite. And it's gonna happen again. And what it is I think I'm dealing with a small school of bluegill that are here. And if I'm right, I likely won't catch any of them until the biggest of them all, if it's even big enough, gets onto the hook and starts biting. Now, whether or not that happens is the big question. So, there's one of 2 things I can do. I could do what I've done now, which is the one thing that I decided to do, which was stop throwing straight and throw more left. Well, it only helps so much. So I threw left after seeing a large blow up and a big fish to my left. So I'm throwing around that vicinity, and I'm still getting the same exact action. And now I'm getting snagged up on something. So that's gonna be fun. I'll let that go a little bit. But I'm getting hit by the same bluegills. So I threw left, it's happening again. Now the next thing I could do is switch to a smaller hook. But now, throwing this way, I'm in a snag. So exactly what I thought was gonna happen when we were at the car, where I said, I'm probably gonna lose some rigs. It's the exact situation we're in. So, nothing much I can do about it. I'm gonna have to break the line. It is what it is. But I think that's just a sign that says that there's fish here. If I want to catch them, I need a smaller hook. That's really what it is. Okay, let's see. It got soft, so. Oh, I was stuck on a bag. Gross. So they're hiding near garbage. That's the one thing that's disgusting about fishing these areas. So you never know what's underneath the water. It's kind of gross. So we'll just get off of that. Alright. Now that we're detangled, we'll throw more directly to where that fish jumped, and I think I hit pretty much dead on where that fish jumped. And yeah, maybe he's still hanging out there, maybe not, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, so getting ready to just totally lose hope, and this is the dumbest thing. And this is just what it shows, I guess, is it doesn't matter how much you prep and think that you know what you're doing. At a new body of water for you, you never know what's gonna happen. Now, this is ugly. Ew, and it has like warts. Look, let me show you. So I think this is what they call a creek chub. You can see how tiny my hook is. That's the only reason I got him. And this is my setup right here. Don't make noise at me. Here, sorry, camera's terrible. My camera, abilities. Split shot, that's knotted up because I didn't care anymore. With this tiny little hook. And this little chub and his homies are probably what has been taking my bait. And if I wanted, I could chop his little butt up and throw him out on a hook. But lucky for him, I don't have the time. But if he wasn't all blistery and gross on his cheek there, he'd almost be cute. Like the scale patterns and the coloring is a little off to look like a little tiny little baby carp, but yeah, man, he's almost cute. But yeah, see, look right there, a little, I don't know, 4.5 inch fish, they're out here. I didn't even consider the creek chubs, but clearly. So I gotta throw him back in. He's been out here in the water for about a minute. Really gotta get going. I need to go home, clean up, try to clean some of this mud off my shoes, and I gotta get to church. So I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully we'll get onto some bigger fish. I'm probably gonna try to go up towards Busty Woods and see if we can't land a cat. It's been a while since I caught me a cat, so let's see. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next one.